don't serve your kind around here.
Welcome back to my dark corner of this sick world.
How do you look in leather?
1995's Cyberzone is also known as Droid Gunner, which should tell you its inspiration.
I can nose a droid gunner from the minute he walks through that door.
Droid Gunner, Blade Runner. And Blade Runner's gritty noir future should be achievable on a low budget. But for career trash filmmaker Fred Olen Ray, gritty noir future translates as mutant strip club. And ripping off Blade Runner means, you know how one of the rogue replicants is like a sex droid? What if they all were?
What a way to make a living.
Well, Ray's been doing this since 1978, so what do I know?
4 pleasure droids were stolen last night from the mining colony on Jupiter.
Droid gunner Jack Ford is the man for the job, but he's more accustomed to killing droids. With his tiny gun. While these need to be taken alive, so he needs someone who knows how to deactivate them.
Sir, you can't possibly expect me to team up with this man.
Well, this won't work. They don't get along at all. Their first stop is mob boss
Cuba.
the Hutt. And then
And what is this place?
It's a whorehouse.
it's been almost 5 minutes since the audience have seen boobs. In fairness, this does seem like the logical place to look for sex droids, but how to get buttoned up Beth inside?
Just say you're a runaway wife looking for a job, okay?
They find nothing. This is just a way to get Beth into clothing more appropriate to the overall tone. Meanwhile, the bad guys aren't taking Ford's involvement lying down.
Assassin droid, I have a target for you.
I will destroy him.
Then I'll be back. He confronts them in the strip club. Isn't that the same stripper? Everyone's cutting back. Now Ford has an idea of what's going on with the missing droids.
What if somebody's smuggling these droids into New Angeles to make way for organized crime?
I don't think that sentence holds up to any sort of scrutiny, but New Angeles is an underwater colony of the super rich run by Charles Humberstone.
Charles Humberstone is an ultra-conservative. He allows no gambling, no drugs, no alcohol, and above all, no prostitution in his complex.
So we can be pretty confident that Ford is right. Delivery man Hawks drops off the droids disguised as nuns.
I'm gonna be so happy when this is over.
You and me both. But
I believe you were contracted to deliver 4 pleasure droids?
he only delivers 3.
No, sir, I misplaced 1.
As an audience member, that's the sort of thing you expect to see, or at least have explained in some more detail, because losing a sex droid disguised as a nun doesn't sound that easy.
It's preposterous.
Also because it's an integral part of the plot.
Well, we contracted for 4, not 3, so I'm only prepared to pay you $24,000.
That's less than half on what we agreed on.
Hawk is underpaid and hits the strip club. There's that stripper again. Works harder than anyone else in this damn movie. Now with a grudge, Hawk agrees to help Ford. But how to get into New Angeles?
You ought to see her. She's the most beautiful thing I ever seen.
Okay, bring her in. Your money will be waiting.
They pass Beth off as the missing droid.
I'm here to serve you, sir. How can I see to your pleasure?
Should we disguise her as a nun? Nah, let's go with slutty. A plan with no flaws.
You're human. Think of the diseases.
Uncalled for. Ford learns what's happened to Beth.
Where's Beth?
Oh, I'm sorry, Humberstone kept her. He wants to try her out.
And
We'll go get the droids first, and then we'll go back and get Beth. How's that?
seriously? Anything could be happening to Beth, and that's your plan? Towards the end of this film, Hawk says something very important.
Get those droids out of here.
The second biggest problem with this film is that's what's at stake. 4 sex droids who never show any dissatisfaction with their work.
What we're gonna do is excuse me, you know what? I don't think we have time for this right now.
We have all the time in the world.
Yeah.
And even if they did, after they've been rescued, they're going to be doing the same job someplace else. The heroes have no personal investment. Then there's Humberstone's plan and the problem with his conservative utopia.
You don't need confessionals when there's no sin to confess.
Yeah, the fleecing of a bunch of rich people who have divorced themselves from the rest of humanity is actually not that big of a deal to me.
So you imported sin?
And that hinged on these 4 droids. There was no sin to be had anywhere else. In a weird way, the film this resembles most is not Blade Runner. It's Richard Brooks' hard-bitten western The Professionals, a film in which that detachment from the goal is the point. But that's done well.
That was the worst experience of my life.
Now, Ford does have a personal plotline.
And sometimes, all your worth can be reduced to a watch.
Sometimes your entire backstory can be reduced to one, providing a largely unforeshadowed excuse to rip off Sergio Leone. Anyway, Beth saves herself. And then...
You came back for me. Why?
Given that you did nothing.
A long time ago, somebody needed me and I wasn't there.
You weren't there this time.
So I swore I'd never be late again.
You were late. She had to save herself while you were rescuing sex bots.
I'm programmed to excel in bondage as well as group sex.
Having said all that, the biggest problem is that it doesn't matter. No one making this cared. They weren't trying to make something good. This is content creation before that was a thing.
What about my 4th pleasure droid? You have any idea where she is?
Good. Good.
See, it all works out. Now the homeless have their own sex nun.
You kidding? All right. Here, take my arm. We going to your place or mine?
Thanks for watching. For more Fred Olen Ray reviews, click here. I don't know why we keep reviewing them. They don't really work for us, but there are just so many. The final... Oh, but there are just so many. And... damn it. Oh, shit. The final rescue in this really relies on the stupidity of the guards. Is there an action movie in which the guards aren't morons? Let us know in the comments below.
Well, I like to see how this ends, but I gotta run.